can't get away!
Well, I know that is true. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Dark Corners of the Earth. Last time, as you may recall, well, Rebecca didn't end up making it inside the church with us.
Give yourself up, outsider. There's no way out of there.
And as you can tell from the voices, we're kind of cornered inside the church itself. Thankfully, they cannot get in, and well...
There's a raised section of tiling in the baptismal pool.
This is where we are inevitably going to need to get to. The problem is, well, obviously it's blocked off.
No place you can run.
Now, before we get to doing that little puzzle, we can get a med kit, if we needed it, and also, if we turn around...
Open these doors up!
I'm going to make an assumption that that is Rebecca's father. Obviously...
If you're willing to come out now, we'll not gut the gal's carcass.
Oh, it's just so entertaining to hear them talk. But yeah, obviously, he was just meant as a symbol of
You can't get away!
why you never want to turn against the town. But I also wanted to point out some of the things we got in the previous update I didn't have a chance to look at, such as that postcard. Now, it's a use item, but there's also a description of it in our collation of documents. You can see here there's a little bit of writing involving bells going from lowest to highest. There was also a diary from the church minister himself, basically documenting, well, the very odd look of some of the Innsmouth folk, especially after Obed Marsh ended up kind of seizing control with his Order of Dagon. I guess the minister actually tried to make some efforts to contact outside scientific forces to try and figure out if something particular was going on with their skin. But obviously he reached a rather violent end before he could figure any of that out. But with that information about the bells and being in a church, well, yeah, you can kind of see up there we have some bells and an adjacent ladder.
Give yourself up, outsider. There's no way out of there.
And all we have to do is ring the bells in order from the one that is lowest.
Just give yourself up, outsider. The order will have mercy on your rotten soul.
To the one that is highest. So that's basically center, left, and right.
There's no place you can run.
Easy enough. The only thing to keep in mind is that the door opening in the baptismal pool is actually on a timer, so you do have to get over there fairly fast. I am kind of curious though. I've never actually seen a actual baptismal pool inside of a church. Normally,
If you're willing to come out.
I don't know, I had to deal with just little kiddie pools. But we reach a rather strange crypt underneath the church.
There are markings everywhere. It must have been down here that Rebecca's father figured out that mysterious sign.
This is definitely a very strange crypt to have underneath the church. But I don't know, maybe the town is a lot older than we thought. Looks like we have a book to read. Let's go ahead and look at that.
It's a registry of births, deaths, and marriages in Innsmouth.
And if we take a quick look at that, we will see, well, it starts out rather normally, people dying, baptized, things like that. But something odd must have happened between 1846, when 243 people died, to 1849, when, well, people stopped registering their deaths, births, or marriages. The other thing of note is this, well, numbered panel underneath the book.
A small stone plaque engraved with a series of numbers.
Now you may have noticed that safe behind us and the, well, holes in this postcard here.
The postcard fits exactly over the plaque. I can see some of the numbers.
Yep, this is the combination to the safe. The one thing to keep in mind is that it's not just 1753, it's actually ordered 3157. You can tell due to the order of the actual arrows. I will say that I did a bit of editing with the original safe because, well, I had a bit of a brain fart, but this one, it took me less time, but I still kind of messed up with it. It's sometimes a bit confusing how they actually do set up the safe combinations, because honestly I'm used to, you know, the high school locker combinations where you have to make like a full left hand, you know, clockwise circle before you can actually get back to the number. Not so much the case, and honestly the indicative arrows they give on the placard and the postcard, still not really that helpful.
Yes, that's it. I've cracked it. The safe holds a stone cross.
Well, that's kind of an odd thing to lock away in a safe, but as we continue through the crypt, we'll find that it's actually a fairly useful key.
There's a small stone disc here, hollowed out with the carving of an upside-down cross.
Now, whether or not the minister actually made all of these weird secret compartments and tunnels and things like that, I honestly can't say. I mean, we obviously don't have a chance to interview Rebecca anymore or the minister directly, but somehow or another we have found ourselves back in the sewer. And I get the feeling that this portion of the sewer isn't any less haunted than the first portion. Yeah, if we take a right here at this fork, we can actually find another med kit. Sadly though, it's still kind of a case of we're doing fairly well in health and we still don't even need a med kit. But our jaunt through the sewers this time is actually fairly short. Sadly, it seems that, I don't know, some visitors' journeys down here is a permanent one. But as we head back up to the street, we find ourselves back in danger, but we're also near the Innsmouth Bank, which was apparently where we needed to head to get to the prison, or the jail.
Can you hear anything in the church? It's maybe sneaked out. You better check the bank again, just to be certain.
Aye, but it seems they've realized that we're not actually in the church anymore, and, well, we kind of have to be a little stealthy in here. We also have to be very careful because the fire will hurt us. But as we venture through the bank, we find that it's actually pretty empty of anything. Kind of makes me wonder if this town has any money whatsoever. Also, it makes me wonder why this place is on fire in the first place. I mean, nothing has been brought up regarding a fire.
Search the area!
But due to the dilapidated state of the bank and it's being on fire, well, we're gonna have to do some platforming.
Spread out!
Shit! Some of the planks look weak. I'd better watch my step.
And that is very, very true. Because as you can kind of assume, the fall damage will hurt us quite a bit, but then due to the massive amounts of Innsmouth citizens now at the bottom, well, we will also get shot to death and pretty much instantly boned. So we do have to be very careful when we're going along these narrow planks. I mean, one thing we have to deal with is Jack's vertigo and our screen distortion. But we also have to keep in mind that some of the planks are not that sturdy. Thankfully, it's actually rather easy to tell which ones are going to break.
He's up there!
Because they already looked very burnt and brittle in the first place. But we do have one final hurdle before we can get out of the bank. And it's this rather dangerous looking gap here in the stairs. It's not too bad though, as long as you know where to jump.
Spread out, men!
In the name of the Order of Dagon, find the outsider and kill him!
I swear, just some of the voice actors they got for this game just sound so damn goofy.
Search the area!
But we just have to deal with a bit more vertigo as we head over to the water tower here.
Search the area!
Obviously it can get rather nauseating to have your vision distorted as constantly as it does in this game, but you know, you just have to look up for a little bit and everything will be okay.
Spread out! Search the area! Spread out!
Now this area is kind of like the interior of the bank. All we have to do is find a safe way across.
Spread out!
And make something of a nautilus shell around the perimeter of this area. Obviously,
Spread out!
with all the repeating gentlemen in the center, we don't want to fall down there.
Spread out! Search the area! Spread out!
You know, I wonder if people are spreading out or searching areas. I can't really tell.
Search the area! Spread out! Search the area!
But yet another medkit we don't really need. I really assumed they meant for you at this point to be fairly injured, but
Search the area!
we're actually doing pretty good.
Spread out! Search the area! Spread out!
It won't budge.
Search the area! Spread out!
Now, normally the enemy AI is actually better about hearing you, but thankfully, in this area, they're actually pretty deaf to your clunky movements.
Who's there?
But I think we're actually done with the platforming and we should be safe.
Hello, Jack.
Mackie, have you been tailing me?
You could say that. Drop me a line next time you're planning on taking the stealthy approach. I'll watch and take notes.
Funny. I don't get it, Mackie. What's your angle on all of this?
I already told you. I work for the government. I've got friends at the top. Friends who've invested a lot of time and dough in Innsmouth. They don't want to see their investigation set back by some private op turning up the heat with some mindless caper.
If you mean the Burnin' Boy, they're gonna kill him, Mackie. You know it and I know it. I can't let that happen.
You're not thinking of breaking him out. He's just a punk, Jack.
Where's the jailhouse, Mackie?
Very well. It's your funeral. The window over there to your left looks over the jail back alley.
See you around, Mackie.
So it looks like Mackie might have only been telling us half-truths, but I don't know. I mean, at least he's not trying to kill us, I guess. But upon reaching the street, we have now ventured into the next area. And with that, we get a little bit more of a rundown about what has happened, which has been nothing good. But with that, I guess I'll bid you adieu, and hopefully you'll join me next time as we try to break Brian out of jail.